Hello everyone, my name is Dmitry Gritsenko, and in this video I want to tell you some information about second game of FIDE World Chess Championship between Dean Liren and Jan Nepomniachtchi. So Dean was for white and Jan for black pieces, and Dean played g4, and then after knight f6 c4, e6, knight f3 and g5. Of course, the most popular move in this position, this is simply knight c3, also possible e3, for example, c takes d5, but Dean play very rare move, and this is h3. Of course, h3 is not the best move in this position, but of course in World Chess Championship, of course, we can see some of new opening ideas. In this position, also black has some opportunities, like for example simply bishop e7 or even bishop b4 with the check. Also c5 move is possible, knight bd7 even, but d takes c4 also interesting move. And idea is that after e3, of course white wants to take pawn on c4, but c5 standard idea for black in this position. Then bishop c4, a6, castle, knight c6, knight c3 and b5. Active and strong move from Nepomniachtchi. And then bishop d3 and bishop d7. So in this position also white has some opportunities, like for example d takes c4, even b3 for example, but a4 also principal move for white because of attacking pawn on b5. And the next is b4, knight e4, knight a5, and in this position Jan wants to sacrifice pawn on c5, and I think Dean must take this pawn. For example, let me show you some variations. So knight c5, bishop c5, d takes c5, knight d7. So now, of course, black wants to do knight c5 move. Of course, black cannot, white cannot protect this pawn, but white can simply do c6 move, or even queen e2, I think also possible. For example, c6, bishop c6, knight d4, knight c5, and simply bishop c2. And in this position it is a pretty equal game. Let me show you, for example, the chess engine. For Stockfish it is about 0, maybe a small advantage for white. For example, bishop d5, queen g4, queen f6, bishop d2, rook b8. Of course, in this position black cannot win, and black cannot also achieve some advantage, but Dean drew very strange move, I think, knight f6, and knight f6 is not so good for white because of g takes f6, very strong idea for Nepomniachtchi. And then of course he wants to play rook g8, and he wants to use g file. So e4, c4, bishop c2, queen c7. This is great moves for both sides. Then bishop d2, rook g8, maybe even castle queen side is more strong, but rook g8 also very logical move. Rook c1, also queen e1 is the best because of attacking this pawn on b4. So white must do some threats because of black activity on the king side. But rook c1, logical move, but not so good because of simply castling, and then black cannot lose our pawn. For example, bishop d3. So of course white wants to use this pin on c file, but simply king b8 and rook e1. Also not so good idea for Dean, because if you played bishop d3, of course I think you should play bishop c4, and then for example b3, and then we want to play rook c4, or even b takes c4 in some variations, so you can find some counterplay. But rook e1, a very passive move, I think, not so good idea. So f5, of course Nepomniachtchi wants to attack on the king side. Bishop c2, knight c6, attacking pawn on d4, and then bishop g5, and in this position very strong idea for Nepomniachtchi, and this is rook g5. So he sacrificed an exchange, but very strong compensation for this material. So next is knight g4 with some threats. For example, the easiest idea is knight b3. That's why queen h5 is only one move to continue this game. f6, and then another mistake for white. This is knight f3. Of course Dean must play knight h7, and also he must find some counterplay, but knight f3 also very passive move, and then simply knight c5, rook c5, and in this position b3 even stronger, but bishop e4 also is a very good idea, attacking rook on c2, rook d2, bishop d6. Of course black don't want to exchange pieces, and then king h1, another mistake, but position is very bad for white, and this is not so important now. Maybe knight d4 is better, but also black has winning position. And after that move, after king h1, c3, b takes c3, b takes c3, rook d2, and c2 with simply idea of promoting pawn to c1, and then queen h5, queen h6. So now white protects this square with his queen, but after e5 we can see that only one safe square for white rook, and it is rook d2, but now queen doesn't protect c1 square, and then after c1, rook c1 and queen c1, black has material advantage, and of course in this position this is easy win for black. So very quick game, I think, and easy win for Nepomniachtchi, and of course I think that he has great chances to win in this match. So I hope that you enjoy my video. Goodbye and see you next time.